On August 4th, 1290, in the heart of the Babenberg Castle, history welcomed the birth of Leopold I, Duke of Austria. Born into the esteemed family of Duke Albert II of Austria and Joanna, daughter of King Philip of France, young Leopold was destined for greatness. As a member of the Babenberg dynasty, Leopold's upbringing was steeped in the traditions of the nobility, preparing him for a life of leadership and authority. In his early years, Leopold was educated by the finest tutors, who instilled within him an appreciation for literature, diplomacy, and the art of war, shaping the future duke. By the time he turned 10, Leopold had already begun to take part in court affairs, learning the nuances of governance and the importance of alliances amongst powerful families. At the age of 16, following the death of his father, Leopold assumed a more significant role as duke, and his reign began to shape the fate of Austria. In 1308, Leopold made a notable marriage alliance with the House of Habsburg by marrying the daughter of the Duke of Tyrol, further strengthening his political ties. Leopold's keen sense of diplomacy helped him navigate through turbulent times, filled with conflict and rivalries among the Austrian nobility and neighboring kingdoms. In 1312, he played a pivotal role in the military cohesion against the rising threats, cementing his reputation as a formidable military leader. During his reign, Leopold emphasized economic reform, fostering trade routes that would strengthen Austria's influence in continental markets. Leopold's leadership was characterized by strategic marriages, forming alliances that would protect Austria from bigger threats, ensuring a firm foundation for future generations. In 1326, Leopold's reign came to an abrupt end with his untimely death, yet his impact on the ducal legacy was already solidified through his actions and alliances. After Leopold's death, his reforms set the stage for the Habsburg dynasty's rise to power, a legacy that influenced European politics for centuries to come. His commitment to strengthening Austria's borders paved the way for future stability, establishing norms in military defense and regional governance. Leopold's marriage alliances, especially with the Habsburgs, were crucial in solidifying power and preventing future conflicts, setting a precedent for noble marriages. Leopold I's early governance allowed him to mitigate disputes among Austrian nobles, fostering a sense of unity and shared purpose among competing factions. The territories united under Leopold would later become integral parts of the Habsburg Empire, propelling Austria into a leading European power. Leopold's tenure ushered in an era of cultural patronage that encouraged the arts and sciences in Austria, leading to advancements that would flourish in later centuries. He also placed a significant emphasis on education, recognizing its role in cultivating future leaders, which resonated throughout the Habsburg lineage. Leopold's influence on diplomacy laid down the framework for treaties that emphasized negotiation over warfare among European nations. His life exemplified the role of leadership in preserving peace, setting an example that would inspire future rulers of the Habsburg dynasty. Though his reign was brief, Leopold I left an indelible mark on the history of Austria, ensuring that the foundations he laid would benefit generations to come. Young Leopold I's birth begins at Babenberg Castle, marking the start of a significant lineage. The castle's walls echo with joy as nobles gather to celebrate the arrival of a new duke, embodying hope for Austria's future. As Leopold aged, his childhood is nurtured under the watchful eyes of his parents, Duke Albert II, a sturdy figure of authority, and Joanna, a gentle and wise mother, instill values of leadership and responsibility in him. Leopold begins to engage in court affairs at the young age of 10, his keen mind absorbing lessons in politics and governance. The young duke often accompanies his father, observing the discussions between nobles. Tragedy strikes as Duke Albert II passes away, thrusting the young Leopold I into his duties as duke. He faces the weight of his father's legacy, leading with a blend of youthful determination and an emerging wisdom. At 16, Leopold navigates a turbulent noble court, rife with political strife and rivalry. Through careful diplomacy, he begins fostering alliances while understanding the complexities of noble relationships in the region. Leopold's marriage, in 1308, to a daughter of the Duke of Tyrol, brings strategic alliances that stabilize his rule, promoting the influence of Austria in the complex feudal landscape. In 1312, with rising threats looming over Austria, Leopold leads military efforts to defend his territories. His resolve showcases his commitment to preserving the autonomy and pride of Austria. Leopold's military campaigns emphasize strategic prowess, demonstrating his ability to mobilize forces quickly and effectively. His leadership inspires loyalty among his troops, reflecting the deepening royal authority. During his reign, Leopold initiates significant economic reforms, laying groundwork for future prosperity. His modernization efforts incite growth in trade networks, increasing wealth and stability. Leopold's strategic marriages extend his influence, forging valuable connections with powerful houses across Europe, which profoundly shapes the political map of the region. By leveraging diplomacy alongside military strength, Leopold I positions Austria as a formidable power. His contributions allow for successful negotiations during critical junctures in his reign. As his power grows, Leopold nurtures cultural patronage, supporting the arts and education. This dedication fosters a vibrant culture that elevates Austria in the eyes of its neighbors. Leopold I's commitment to education leads to the establishment of new schools, emphasizing the development of literacy and knowledge among the nobility, preparing future leaders. The influence of Leopold's father, Duke Albert II, instilled in him a sense of duty towards his people, reflecting his principled approach to governance and care for the realm's welfare. As conflicts arise, Leopold displays remarkable resilience, adapting his strategies to confront challenges posed by rival dukedoms and foreign threats, becoming a model of adaptability. Leopold's dedication to his duties doesn't go unnoticed, earning the respect of both allies and adversaries alike. His reputation steadily grows as a noble leader intent on justice. While his reign possesses notable successes, Leopold I faces losses too, reminding him of the realities of leadership and the need for compassion and understanding in governance. In his final years, Leopold I focuses on cementing his legacy, promoting stability and unity within his duchy. His vision for a cohesive Austria guides his policies and actions. Leopold's untimely death in 1326 leaves a void in Austria's leadership, yet his reforms and efforts during his tenure build a resilient foundation for his successors to build upon. Following his death, Leopold I's influence persists, with his policies guiding the next generation of leaders, intertwining his aspirations with the rise of the Habsburg dynasty. Leopold's emphasis on education and cultural patronage influences the cultural landscape of Austria for centuries to come, fostering a legacy of enlightenment and creativity. As Leopold I enters infancy, the court buzzes with excitement and anticipation for the young duke's future. Noblemen and women visit to offer gifts and blessings, recognizing the importance of his birth for Austria's lineage. As a toddler, Leopold I is often seen being held and taught by his mother Joanna. She emphasizes the importance of alliances and diplomacy, planting the seeds of leadership in his young mind. At the age of 5, Leopold begins to mingle with other noble children during playful gatherings. These social interactions teach him the nuances of court life and alliances among the European nobility. Leopold I's early education begins, where he is introduced to literature and the art of negotiation. His tutors, often royal advisors, instill in him statesmanship and integrity necessary for leadership. By age 10, Leopold I becomes a prominent figure in court council meetings, absorbing discussions about territorial disputes and alliances, demonstrating his keen understanding for a child his age. After the untimely death of his father, Duke Albert II, at just 16, young Leopold I is thrust into the role of Duke, a moment both daunting and empowering that shapes his character dramatically. Upon ascending to the Duke's position, Leopold I quickly begins to assert his authority and stabilize the realm, earning the respect of his nobles during tumultuous times. Leopold I makes a politically strategic marriage with a daughter from the House of Habsburg, further solidifying alliances and enhancing his political influence throughout the region. During his reign, Leopold I faces military threats from neighboring regions. His tactical prowess shines as he leads his troops into battle, showcasing his ability to command respect and loyalty. He implements significant economic reforms, revitalizing trade routes and boosting agriculture, which secures sustainable prosperity for his duchy and sets a foundation for future growth. Leopold is also a patron of the arts, encouraging cultural development through support for artists and educators, further establishing Austria as a center of learning and creativity. Witnessing the political maneuverings of nobility, Leopold I cultivates vital diplomatic relationships beyond his duchy, establishing Austria on the European stage. Leopold I's approach to governance emphasizes the importance of education, focusing on creating institutions to nurture future leaders across the region. Despite his accomplishments, Leopold's reign is marked by challenges, yet his resolve and vision for the future continuously shine, earning him loyalty among his subjects. In 1326, Leopold I's life is cut short, resulting in mourning across Austria. His legacy bears heavy upon the hearts of his people and the future of the Habsburg dynasty. Following his death, Leopold I's reforms and cultivated relationship with the Habsburg dynasty set the groundwork for their rise to prominence in European politics for generations to come. His emphasis on education and diplomacy plants the seeds for the bureaucratic governance system, marking a transformation in how Austria will be ruled in the future. Many of the institutions Leopold established continue to thrive, contributing to Austria's cultural and political identity that would endure well beyond his death. Leopold the earliest life story echoes through time as a beacon for future leaders, inspiring many to adopt his values of education, diplomatic alliances, and moral leadership.